Okay, in this video we will be repotting this bloodgood Japanese maple. This is I think the biggest one of those that I have, and we'll see what surprises the roots have for us. This is the right time to repot it. The buds are just starting to become green and about to start opening, and this tree has been collected from my garden, so it's sort of a Yamadori in 2018, in May 2018. So it spent 3 years in this recovery box, and it's grown in 100% diatomaceous earth with coconut shell pieces in it, like this. We'll see what happens. So the first thing will be to remove the tree from the pot. These trees are not wired in, so I don't have to worry about any of that. And I will try to simply lift. It's a heavy tree. So the amount of root growth in 3 years is just phenomenal. This came out as a block essentially, and we have a lot of work to do. All I'll be using is my chopstick, and I will be working in the standard fashion, which is from the top down until I reach the nebari, which in this case is pretty much where it is, so there isn't much to do there. I just want to clean as much as possible the surface here, and making sure I don't kill any surface roots that may be very important to hold this tree as low as possible in the container. So really the primary work will be on the bottom and on the sides. We will decide on the container later depending on what the roots give us. So we'll go for this pot, and in the future, if we need, we will change for something of an equivalent size. I think it's perfect for this tree. It doesn't overwhelm the tree, it maximizes the aesthetics, and it's good horticulturally. I think we have enough here for the roots to grow. And yeah, that's it. Pot has 4 whole tie-down wires plus the 2 meshes. So I feel that here there is a big root. Here there is a big root. So I can have 2 on each side here, and then on this side I have, what do I have? I have a stump here that I can use. Okay, So the stump is right above here, so I'll come with one wire here, one wire here, and one wire here. So I have two wires coming to the stump that is right on top here, and then I have two wires to one stump here and two wires to one stump here. These are stumps or roots that are under the tree, so it is not going to be seen on the surface. And you need 3 points of attachment to hold down a tree on a plane. Of course, a piece of dead wood or root also serves as attachment. But if you are pivoting on 1 point, you can move it in any direction. If you're pivoting in 2 points, you can move around the line. With 3 points, you define a plane. So whatever 3 points these are, this is enough to hold your tree. And like I said, the roots can serve as a point of attachment. In this case, I'll have two here and two wires coming here, two here, and two here. So now I will transfer this drawing to the back. So I transfer the drawing to the back, so I remember exactly what I need to do. Okay, with the chalk. Now, this is a tree that is sufficiently stable that I don't need to use 17 gauge galvanized steel wire. It's not going to fly. It has already a flat bottom, so I will use instead aluminum 2.5. I don't feel there is a danger of the tree ever moving by the time that the possibility of this wire stretching is minimal, and so I feel three pieces this size would be enough. If it was for example, the ponderosa pine that I repotted, the two ponderosa pine that I repotted sometime not long ago, are such that they are highly tilted and in weird angles, and that I prefer to have the strength of 17 gauge galvanized steel wire. And it's important that it's not just any kind of galvanized steel wire, but the one for electrical fencing, which withstands better all the constant watering. And in those cases I use that, but here I don't think would make a difference. I could use that, but it's not an issue. So here I will actually measure more or less the center point, and I will be careful to bend my wires such that I don't leave any slack here. I don't want any slack so that my root system doesn't change at all once it's attached. So second one, that's it. Here I have the roots that I'm interested. One here to use, one here, the other here. So I'll make sure that my wires go in the right place. And once I put the wire, I just twist it so it cannot get out of place. It's important to look from sides as well as the front all the time, because sometimes you're too obsessed with the front and you forget the sides. I am also leaving these very long things, which in this case are too long and I already know I don't need them, but I will still keep them for a while. I will actually twist them like this so they don't damage anything, and only after I finish tying down the tree I will cut them. The reason is, if for some reason I made a mistake and I need extra wire, I have extra wire to attach this side to this side around another root and so on. So pull and twist, not getting any roots in between. And I put the wire close to my tool so it's not turning around and damaging branches or bark. So my chopstick, directional chopstick, hard side of the bamboo down, shape of a bullet train. This allows me to move substrate direction in the direction of the angle here, and I don't do any wiggling. I just do the prodding, and as I remove the chopstick, the space underneath gets occupied by the substrate that drops in, and the angle of this is what drives and pushes substrate everywhere. I will apply top dressing. Top dressing is 50% grated sphagnum moss and 50% live moss. I don't have live moss to grate together with it, so once I am able to collect, I'll grate it and simply apply on top, and this will colonize in turn. Why is it important, top dressing? And this is just a fine layer, and the reason is not at all to hide anything or to create a thick layer. The reason is that it will stabilize the substrate in place. Once it has moss, it will create a darker environment that is more conducive to root growth. It will balance the humidity between the top and the bottom, so effectively the roots can grow much higher. Without top dressing, you would evaporate a lot faster on the surface, and so the top 10% or even 20% of your pot is unusable by the roots, and so it's just a pity on a shallow pot to not use all the space that you have. Now, there is new evidence that shows that the moss itself is an active participant in the health of the microbiotic environment in the root system. So in that way, not only it allows roots to occupy higher up, it also makes for a healthier root system. I hope this was an interesting video. A complex tree, a complex root system. We had to make many decisions, what to keep and what to remove, but I'm fairly confident that this tree will not skip a beat and will start its life as a journey, as a bonsai. And I don't know if it will stay in this spot for the future, but the other one was just way too deep. I hope you enjoyed this, and I hope you found information that is useful to you, and until the next one, Bye bye for now.